Oh, this is so good. And actually, you just transported me back to the beginning of my journey because I'm like you. I've never had a shortage of ideas. I've always been like, oh, I have an idea for that. I have an idea for this. Like, I could always talk about it. But then when it comes to actually recording it, I get overwhelmed with where to start. That's usually my thing. So tell me a little bit about like, is that what it is? Is like you have all these ideas and you don't know which order to put them in, or you just don't know like the journey that you want to take a listener on? Like, let's talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, I started off, well, one of the concerns I had was to try to decide between seasons and just the flow of the episodes. And I started to do some research on that. And I was really pulled to the seasons where the benefit of having these seasons, it gives me a break as a busy entrepreneurial mom with 4 boys. It gives me a break to kind of, have life in between. But then what if I ran out of like season themes or ideas for those themes for the season? So that kind of boggles my mind a little bit. So then I said, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to flow into the podcast episodes. But then it's almost like the imposter syndrome. He just like shows up. I mean, you're just on the brink of having something great. He just shows up and he's like, nobody's going to want to hear what you're going to have to say. You're just a teacher. Yeah. You're a teacher. Yes, you're building your business. You're teaching other parents just like yourself how to build businesses from the ground up and how to manage both the parent and entrepreneurial life. But nobody's going to want to hear you. And it's like, then you kind of absorb all of that, even though you know you have good stuff. It's still a struggle. The presence is not there, but that voice, that inner voice that says, you're not good enough. It just stops everything. There's a complete screeching of tires and everything. Everything just comes to a complete halt. And then it's almost like you're burdened not to go forward anymore. It's like, okay, but if the inner me knows that this is not going to be good enough, then why bother? Why even start, And I see others and I hear you, Crystal, and I'm listening to you and I follow you and I'm on your lives and stuff, but it's like, I need to get from here to here so that my listeners can have something to listen to, Help.
Oh, I feel everything that you just said. Like, I felt the emotion of it because I've been there. And I think anybody listening right now, we feel that, like the imposter syndrome that like, is this even going to be good enough? Or I'm not Amy Porterfield, so why should I even try? Like, I mean, come on. Yes. Like, we all feel that real deeply. Even though I've been doing this for 4 years, I still feel those thoughts and I have like this emotion behind, is what I'm doing going to help people? But at the end of the day, I think that the only way that you can move past that is to just, and this is going to sound silly, so bear with me for a second. I promise this works. Record yourself, delete it. Record yourself, then delete it. Record yourself and then delete it until you say, Stacia, like, I got this. Like, why? You don't need to delete this anymore. Like, that one, that last one, that fourth one, or that 25th one, however many times it takes you, that was so good. Like, that is the one, like, that's my voice, or that's the way I want to show up. This is the example that I want my listeners to hear.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds so simple, but sometimes it's that thing that we need to like just do it. It's that repetitive nature of, you get out of your head at that point because you're just, and maybe it's like a commitment. You say, okay, I'm going to record this exact same episode. Pick a short topic, so you're not doing this like for hours at a time, but pick like a short topic and just record yourself and give yourself that permission. I think that this is what you need. You just need that permission to delete it if it's terrible. And if you're like most people, like me, you're like, that sounds like an awful lot waste of time. It just sounds like a huge, massive waste of time. I just want to record something and put it out there. But it's in doing that multiple times that it will get those repetitions of just like, imagine working out or practicing any other kind of hobby. It's going to get you better faster if you can just practice, delete, practice delete. And if you need to do that, and sometimes you could just do it on your phone, you could do it on your computer, you could just say it out loud. You don't actually have to record yourself. You could just walk around your office. You know, everyone in your house will think you're crazy. Just like when you record a podcast by yourself, they'll think you're crazy anyway. So just get used to that feeling.
Yes.
But does that help? Does that help at all? Do you have any other questions?
I love the fact that, and I love simple, and that's one thing I want to give to my listeners as well as my clients also. Simple. I can't deal with the fluff. No, in searching, when you're doing searching, so that's why you need to come to Crystal Proffitt all the time. I don't need to have all of these big explanations and these long-winded conversations. Just I need to, like you said, just get it done, keep going, and let's see where we go from there. That's what I needed. I really needed that.
Yeah, and how long are you thinking that your episodes are going to be?
Well, I decided that at first I was afraid even to talk for 30 minutes straight to myself, you know? And then I said, after listening to a couple of your shows, it was like, just talk. When you're finished talking, that's the end, you know? Don't try to overthink it and overreact where that's concerned. So I'm over that, where I said, whatever the topic, how much ever time it takes for me to talk, then that's it. I remembered in one of our Facebook group where you shared with someone, they asked a question about how short should an episode be, and I saw someone's episode that you shared was like 3 minutes. I was like, wow, that is awesome. 3 minutes, I can do 3 minutes. So I'm covered with that. So thank you very much for that.